Hello all, once again, it's Mithun Raj from this part of the world. Okay, now this is, I think this is the fifth video for your 10th standard, and today we are going to discuss about the conclusion part of that chapter, chemical reactions and equations. So most of the part we covered in that chapter. Regarding that chapter, I will tell one important thing. Basically, the balancing of equations seems to a bit difficult for most of the students. I hope you are very well occupied for balancing those equations. There's two methods I already told you. The first method is the basic traditional method to solve the balancing equation just by multiplying the each elements and compounds to balance that particular equation. And if you are interested in the second method, that algebraic method, you can use that also. Regarding the first one, the second one is more interesting and also it is more easy. Don't get confused. Okay, if you know the first method, you don't want to study the second one. Anyway, so both methods won't ask for examination, but balancing an equation will ask, and any method you use, no problem, you must get the right answer. That's it. It's no problem for using the first method also. Okay, I thought that some of the students, they have doubt regarding that balancing equation with that algebraic method. In higher classes it will be useful for you, but now just you are only 10th standard students, isn't it? Now just stick on the first method and try to balance those equations. So this is the last part of our first chapter of chemistry. Don't think that it is it's simple, but don't think that it is a joke or something. It's very important about the first 10th standard chemistry. The part now we are going to study is about types of reactions, different types of chemical reactions. Actually, in these different types of reaction, which will include the entire chemical reactions in chemistry. Okay, whatever higher studies you are going, whatever reactions you are studying, it will be these types of reaction what we are going to study now in this video session. Okay, so once again, I hope all of you are fine. So let's start with the 10th standard science chemistry part. So in chemical reaction and equation, we already studied about what is a chemical reaction, what is an equation, what is the need of equation, what is symbol, what is formulas, how to balance the equation, what is reactant, what is products, and how we can define these reactants and products in an equation. All those things we already studied. But now it is the last part of this chapter. It is about different types of equations. Basically, all the chemical equations or chemical reactions, they are divided into four. Okay, basically it is divided into four. So the first one is combination reaction. Combination reaction. Second one is decomposition reaction. Third one, displacement. And fourth one, double displacement. So the entire chemical reactions are divided into four types. Okay, it's mostly divided into four types. First one, combination. What do you mean by combination? Combination means combining something, isn't it? Isn't it? For example, if you have a cup of water and you have one lemon piece and some salt or sugar, if we combine it together, what we will get? We will get that lime juice, isn't it? If you are drinking water first, after that if you are drinking this lemon juice, only that concentrated lime, and after that you are eating some sugar, will you get that sensation of that taste of lime juice? No. So because of that, what we are doing, we are adding all these things together. This combination reaction is also same. That means two or more elements or two or more compounds are combining together to form a single compound or a multiple compound, whatever you can say. Just regarding this equation, for your sake, I will just take these reactants and products. I will describe it in A, B and C. For example, A plus B gives AB. Is that simple? Is that simple or not? It's simple, a reaction in which two or more reactants combines together to form a single product. Understand? Here two reactions are there. It combines together to form a single product. It's a very simple equation in chemical reaction. For example, we already studied about that burning magnesium element. What is the equation? Mg plus O2. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. Isn't it? Is it correct or not? Okay, we can balance it. How? Mg to O2 2 MgO. 2Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. Is it correct? So this is a very good example for combination reaction. I will tell one more thing. If you directly go through the textbook regarding this the types of reaction, it is very difficult for you to understand. There is a tip for you. Okay. Here, whatever things I am describing in this class, you just keep that in your mind. And I will give each definitions for combination, decomposition, displacement and double displacement reactions. Only one or two examples maximum I will take in class. Otherwise it will take a long time to finish that. What you want to do? You want to sit in your home and you must go through the examples in the textbook. Understand? Once you study what is combination reaction, it will be easy for you. It's simple or not? Two reactants add together to form a product. Combination reaction. Example, Mg plus O2 gives 2Mg. There are lots of other examples also in textbook. For example, a simple carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Carbon plus oxygen will give what? Carbon dioxide. Carbon, oxygen. Two reactants combine together to form carbon dioxide. That is also another example for combination reaction. Next, lots of examples are there. Hydrogen plus oxygen gives water. Hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrogen chloride. Isn't it? It's very easy. It's the simplest form of equation. That is combination reaction. Two reactants will give one product. So the next one is about let's see. And one more problem is there. Just regarding one such reaction. For example, have you seen this Slackert line or calcium hydroxide? You see what is this? How I painted this wall? It is a white powder, isn't it? It is not Slackert line. Okay, it is not Slackert line. What happens? The question is, let me take it. Okay, what happens if we add water through this Slackert line? What happens? This calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to produce Slackert line calcium hydroxide. Actually, this Slackert line is calcium hydroxide. If we add calcium oxide and some water, calcium oxide, you have seen that shell types of things we are getting from the shop, isn't it? If we add water into that, what will happen? Calcium hydroxide is formed. It is also called as Slackert line that we are using for painting this wall and all. Okay, that is also a combination reaction. But at the same time, why I am telling this example now? Because in that combination reaction, huge amount of heat is produced, isn't it? In every combination reaction, some heat is produced. For example, here, some heat is evolved. Heat. So whenever heat is produced in an equation, there is one more name for that equation. It is called as exothermic reaction. Understand? Mention that name. It is also in textbook. I will give 1 mark. It's a 1 mark question also. I will give question answer for exothermic reaction. Whenever heat is produced, it is called as exothermic reaction. That's why this combination reaction is also known as exothermic reaction. Another name for combination reaction. Okay, let's see. Another example is our respiration. Isn't it? Respiration is also an exothermic reaction and it's also a combination reaction. We are inhaling oxygen and we are exhaling carbon dioxide. Just exhale and keep your hand in your front of your nose. A small amount of heat is there, isn't it? A small amount of heat is produced, isn't it or not? Why? What's the reason? Because it is an exothermic reaction. So let's go to the second part. In textbook there is a lots of examples regarding this combination reaction. Okay, just read 1 or 2 times. It is very easy for you to understand. Okay. Okay, the next part is about the next type of reaction called as decomposition reaction. So what do you mean by decomposition? What is happening in decomposition? Really, what is happening during decomposition? What is the meaning of decomposition? Yes, a main volume is split into different parts. Understand? It is just opposite of combination reaction. In combination reaction, two or more reactants are combined together to form one product. But in the case of decomposition reaction, what is happening? There is only one reactant. For example, in this algebraic form we can see AB will give what? Of course, A plus B. But one case is there. Simply a compound will not split into two particles, isn't it? Simply it won't. But there must be something, some force to make this happen. Understand? In the case of decomposition reactions, there are three agents, three energy which makes this happen. One is heat. Second one is light. And third one is electricity. Okay. For a decomposition reaction to happen, either there must be, we must apply heat, we must apply light, we must apply electricity. That means a single compound is being split into different types of reactions. For example, say we can use that calcium carbonate is heated, what will happen? Calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is formed. Let's see. CaCO3, isn't it? CaCO3. This is calcium carbonate. When we heat it, what will happen? CaO, calcium oxide, plus what? CO2. Carbon dioxide is formed. This is an easy example for decomposition reaction. Okay, this is just opposite of combination reaction. But in this case, you must apply some source of energy, that is heat, light or electricity. These are the basic three sources of energy. So, this decomposition reaction, what they does? They absorbs. Understand? They absorbs energy. So, it is also called as endothermic or exothermic. Endothermic reaction. Exothermic. This is exo. There is no space to write. I will write here upside. Exo. Here endo. Understand? Endo. E-N-D-O. Endothermic and exothermic. Here energy is released. Here energy is absorbed. Here two reactants form one product. Here a single reactant will split into two or more different types of products. As like this decomposition reaction also, there is a lots of examples from the textbook. For example, we can see one or two examples. Okay, the basic example is a very good example of regarding this endothermic reaction is hydrolysis of water. Understand? I think you already know about hydrolysis of water. Just H2O. What is happening to water H2O when we apply electricity? The hydrogen ions will move to the cathode and oxygen ions will move to the anode, isn't it? Because oxygen ions are negative and hydrogen ions are positive. So, cathode is negative, so it will attract hydrogen. Anode is positive, so it will attract oxygen. So, if we check that test tube in the anode part, we will get lots of hydrogen, oxygen there, and if we check that test tube in the cathode part, we will get a lots of hydrogen. It's simple. Electrolysis of water means water is split into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. But in that case, which energy we are using? Light, heat or electricity? Yes, of course, electricity we are using for that. So lots of example is there. One or two examples there. Lead nitrate. If we heat lead nitrate, it will disintegrate into lead oxide and nitrogen oxide. All these examples I will give you as a class note. Okay, if I just blah 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 I will tell in this class means it's a simple waste of time. Okay, this is as per as it is written in textbook, and I will tell how the question will come. Okay, I will how the question will come. You must study each and every types of different types of equations, chemical equations, and also different types of reaction. Okay, in that case the question will ask like this. You already know Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. If X reacts with oxygen in the presence of heat, A white powder is formed. What is X? Magnesium, isn't it? Like questions will come like that. Okay, it will come like that. So for that you must detail. You must study those examples given in textbook. That's it. That's it. I will give all the question answers what you want. I will give it all. Okay, I have already have the question bank, and also after this class, not this class, after ending of this first chapter, I will give like I have some 120 pictures regarding this chapter with examples and also the previous year question answers and also class notes are there. You must ask it is given. You must write it in your science notebooks. Okay, yesterday I already posted one mind map. Okay, one mind map is a very important thing for students to learn science, especially science easily. What you want to do, you must take the print of that mind map. Understand? You must take each and every chapter has there are total 16 mind maps are there for science. Okay, make it as a file. And whenever you are free, it's very difficult to study the entire textbook, isn't it? Preparing for exam and all, it will be time consuming to read the entire textbook. But if you have that mind maps, mean it is a diamond summary of a chapter. Understand? It's everything is involved, but it's a diamond summary. Only in one page, whatever things are there in this chapter, it is been compressed into that one single page. For each chapters, I have that mind map. After the completion of each chapter, I will message to you. You must download it and you must file it. Whenever you are free, just take it and see it. It will be interesting. You can remember all these things. First you want to study. After that you can use this mind maps. Okay, come on, let's see where I stop. Decomposition reaction. Electrolysis is water is what? Very good example for decomposition reaction. Calcium carbonate, when heat is applied, also forms calcium oxide, and carbon dioxide is also another form of decomposition reaction. So I will explain what is this reaction. I told you about this wall and paint and all. Isn't it? Calcium carbonate, what we are using to paint the wall. Have you ever seen that first when we are painting, it is very rough, isn't it? Very rough. But after few months, what will happen? There will be a shiny surface, isn't it? If you watch in some places, wherever we are using it more, near the switch, near the door and all, this same wall will have a shiny surface. How? Anybody applied any polish there? No. Is this reaction happening there? Understand? Calcium carbonate, when the process of heat, it will decompose into calcium oxide. This calcium oxide is a thin layer which gives that shiny thing. Understand? This is also happening in the presence of oxygen also. That's the same equations. Okay, that is application level equation. Like a note I will give. After that you will understand that. Next one is okay regarding that. One more time I will tell that reaction of water. Hydrolysis reaction. I think you already studied, but one more time. Take a beaker. Take two graphite rods. Two graphite rods. One is connected to the positive terminal of battery. One is connected to the negative terminal of battery. What will happen? One will act as anode and one will act as cathode. If you switch on that battery, what will happen? These water molecules, it will split into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. It's a simple example, you already studied that. No need to waste time for that. Okay, next we can go for what? Okay, endothermic reactions. Already know what is an endothermic reaction. Okay, lots of examples are there in textbooks. Just go through that. For example, iron nail is kept in copper sulfate solution. What will happen? Copper sulfate will be changed into iron sulfate and the color of that solution will also be changed. Okay, next we can go with displacement reaction. And this part is very important. Okay, these two parts are very simple. Simply by seeing an equation, you will be able to know that which equation is it. But in the case of displacement reaction, it's not that much simple. Okay, so let's see what is displacement reaction. Displace something. Displace. What do you mean? Displace something means, for example, I have two pens. One is red and one is blue. For example, I have three. See, here is one black here is one red, and here I have a blue. I will do a magic now. I will keep this pen and I will take it back. What will happen? Which color is displaced? Black is displaced, isn't it? Black was displaced by this blue pen. Right or not? That equation is simply called as what? Displacement reaction. But in the case of reaction, nobody is switching the pens. Understand? Because with pen we cannot do any chemical reaction. In this case of reaction, what is displacing? Yes, elements are displacing. Okay, let's see which elements are displacing. For that, you must go for a simple chart. I have made a simple chart. Okay, it's a simple one. I will post this also in that WhatsApp group. So what is this? Anybody? We have here all the symbols. Okay, all the symbols of lots of elements: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver, gold, platinum. So what is this? Anyone? Nobody knows. This is a reactivity series. Understand? Reactivity. These metals, mostly these metals, they can be classified into a table regarding their ability to react. Understand? Ability to react in a reaction. So it is in the ascending order. That means the metal in the top, potassium, has the highest reactivity. Understand? It has the highest reactivity. It is very easy to combine potassium into different compounds. And which has the least? Platinum. Understand? Mostly reactivity series only contains metals. Mostly metals are highly reactive. But what is this hydrogen doing in this? Any idea? What is this hydrogen doing in this reactivity series? Okay, let's talk about decomposition, displacement reaction. Just we can talk about this reactivity series. What is hydrogen doing? Actually, carbon also is there. I didn't write that. I forgot to write it. What is hydrogen doing? All the other you can see. Sodium, metal, potassium, metal, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, Fe, iron, tin, lead, copper, silver, gold, platinum. All these things are metal. But what the hell is hydrogen doing there? Simply again, did anybody call him? I didn't call. Then why is doing here? Hydrogen has a particular property. Okay, it behaves like a metal. Sometimes it behaves like positive ions. Sometimes it shows the property of negative also. Understand? Even though hydrogen is a gas, it has some abilities which makes it related to these metals. Understand? That's why hydrogen we can see in a lots of chemical equation, isn't it? Lots of equations we are studying in chemistry. Most of the equation is included with this hydrogen, oxygen and all. Alright? But this is the reactivity series. It comes from up to down. Okay? So, which metal is at the top? It is potassium. Potassium has the maximum reactivity. And when we come down, in ascending order, the reactivity decreases. So, why I am telling about this reactivity series now? To find out what is happening in displacement reaction, you must know this reactivity series. I told displacement means taking place of someone else. In the case of that pen, black space was taken by blue pen. In the case of this, just tell me, if two metals, potassium and iron is reacting with each other, which metal will take place of which metal? Okay, reactivity is high for potassium. So, potassium will take the place of iron. Reactivity means, just imagine the metal which is at the top is very strong. If somebody is very strong means they can easily remove the weakest opponent. For potassium, the entire series is weak. So when potassium is reacting, it can displace all these metals and also hydrogen. Understand? And if the sodium is reacting, it will not displace potassium. All the other metals will be displaced by sodium. Vice versa, it will happen like that. And platinum is the least reactive method. So why I am explaining this, there is twisted questions will come. For example, what? Magnesium chloride. If we add magnesium chloride with sodium, what will happen? Magnesium will be displaced with sodium. Sodium chloride will form and magnesium will be released. That is a displacement reaction. Another question. If we add silver, into potassium chloride solution, what will happen? Silver will replace or displace potassium and became silver chloride. Silver chloride. No. The answer is nothing will happen to that reaction. Why? Because silver is less reactive than potassium or sodium. What all metals are above the silver. So there won't be any reaction for that. Confusing? It's confusing. That's why I am telling you must know the basis of all these things. Okay? That's why I simply wasted some time. This reactivity series I will give in that WhatsApp, and there is an easy method also to learn this. Okay? It's an easy method like potassium. Please not call me a zebra or just call me like a goat like that. That's a method is there. I will just post in the WhatsApp group. You can check that. Anyway, now today's time is over. Next day we will start with this oxidation, displacement and double displacement reaction. These two, if you finish this means it will be finished, and maximum this class within 1 hour it will be finished. And after that I will give these question answers and all. Especially I will give class notes, okay, as photos. Photos for you to understand. If you can download that and keep it in your system. If you have computer, you can keep it in the system. Otherwise, what all thing is written in that photo, you must copy it in your notebook as a class note. There is each and every topic notes are there. Also different types of question answer which is in the textbook are there. And also next I will give these solutions, a question and answers for this textbook exercises and all. At the same time, one question bank is also there. Question bank we will discuss in the later part. At the beginning time, if I give all those notes, it will be huge work for you. First, just go for the basics of that chapter, and what all notes are given, just read it. It is very interesting. It is very easy. Okay. So it's Corona time. Be safe. Be at home. Next class we will study about this decomposite displacement and double displacement process. Okay. Okay, kids. Till that time, Mithun Raj signing off from this part of the world. Be at home, safe, be safe, eat good food, drink good water, and Jai Hind, my kids.